Hello, and welcome to the Slightly Overweight podcast, starring Hayden Smith. I'm your host. I'm here. I'm back. Episode 2. We're doing this thing, yo. I didn't know if I'd be here for an episode 2, but here we are. I want to say thank you to everybody who reached out and gave me their positive energy, and said some. I've literally heard nothing but great things about the podcast, and I greatly appreciate that. Trust me, it's great for my mental. Thank you. And it seems like you guys are liking this thing, so I guess I'll keep doing this thing. We still have that dumb 30-minute timer on our camera there. Maybe I'll upgrade it someday. Maybe not. It's a good camera. I just bought it like 2 weeks ago. Maybe 3. I don't know. Like a month ago. It's a Canon 90D, if you know what that is. If not, it doesn't matter. Watch the last podcast and hear me bitch about how stupid the 30-minute timer is. But here we are. I've had my COVID vaccine. I'm vaccinated technically, but I have a second shot on the 15th. And I felt like shit, as you do. And I'm kind of scared about the whole second dose thing. Because the first dose felt like shit. I'm hoping the second dose, feels less like shit. But I've heard a couple of things from people my age group, and they're saying it sucks ass. So I got a lot of things planned on that day, actually. So hopefully I can fight through, and I'm a freaking trooper, yo. I'm like that dude in the movie 300. The This Is Sparta guy. That's literally me after I get my second COVID vaccine, because I'm double dosed. I'm double dosed, yo. No coronavirus. I just looked at the levels, and I apologize for anybody who was wearing headphones after that. The rest of the podcast will be very chill, and I'll try to EQ that so it's not as loud. But yeah, here we are. Hopefully you get your vaccine. Hopefully, this summer can be the summer of love. That'd be dope. Like 1969. That's why so many people were born in 1970, is because 1969, the summer of, was the summer of love, apparently, and that's when a lot of people got it on. Not that I was there or anything. I'm only 21, born in 1999. Don't remember 9/11, unfortunately. I wish I did. Or the world before 9/11. Don't know how I got on this topic, but we have a couple of things to talk about today. I've had a pretty good couple of weeks, and I have some pretty good stuff to tell you. So, step 1, Apple Podcasts. I told you guys 2 weeks ago that Apple, my podcast was going to be on Spotify and Apple. Those are the main two I wanted them to be on. And I've been trying to fight with Apple for like the past 2 weeks or something, because I want the podcast on the number one streaming service for podcasts. But for some reason, my artwork of of me sitting here with my microphone that you've seen before won't upload to the Apple Podcast. So I'm emailing them back and forth, and they're like, "Oh yes, our engineers are on it. We realize there's a software issue, regarding the podcast hosting thing, and we are on it as soon as possible. I'm sorry for any inconvenience." I got viewers on Apple, dude. They're waiting for me, bro. Mackenzie's mom is on Apple. She can't watch my podcast, and it's frustrating. Mackenzie just came in. She's making cake pops. So hopefully that gets solved, and I'll let you know when it does. I'll probably link it sometime. But in the meantime, we're just chilling on Spotify and YouTube. So, if you're watching on YouTube, thank you. If you're listening on Spotify, thank you. If you're listening to this 30 years from now on Apple Music, don't know why I said Apple Music, Apple Podcasts, then that's cool. But yeah, I hate Apple so much that I actually went out and in protest of them, I actually went out and got a pair of Apple Pods Pro, which are pretty dope, actually. I enjoy the sound quality. Mackenzie and I put one in each ear and kind of jammed out to some Justin Bieber earlier. And it was good times. But maybe you should fix your podcasts. That would be cool if you would allow me to upload, on a social media platform that people upload podcasts on. But, yeah, I talked to my friend about the podcast. His name was Christian. Is Christian. I don't know why I said was. We're still friends. And he said that my transitions between my stories on the podcast, could use a little effort. So I'm gonna try to make some transitions for you, to make a smooth over. Make the transitional period between stories a little bit better for you. It's like telling a story. You don't want it to be, chapter 1, chapter 2. You want it to be a page turner. One you just can't put down, and you have to listen to the whole thing nonstop the whole time. So here's what we're doing, and I have a story actually that I don't have a transition for. So here we go. So I was in 5th grade, and if you know me, you know that I hate doing homework. You know that I never do any of the readings, and I just show up to class, and they say, "Okay, guys, did you do the readings? Let's talk about it." And I go, okay, yeah. My favorite part was the beginning, the middle, and the end, and I loved it, and it was a great story. Or I spark note it or whatever. But basically, you just wait. You wait for the first 2 or 3 people to say some stuff. Like say it's like Frankenstein or something. Like you didn't read it, and you walk into class, you're like, "Oh, guys, wasn't that such a great novel?" And you're like, "Oh my God, yes. Like, it was so good." And the first, person, the nerd in the class is like, "Well, actually, did you know that Frankenstein is actually not called Frankenstein? It's Frankenstein's monster." In my head, I'm like, okay, so that means the person who made Frankenstein, the monster, is named Frankenstein. So I can go off of that, and I go, yeah, that misconception is so ubiquitous around the world that it's actually, it kind of frustrated me at the fact that I personally, as I was reading it, didn't even realize, that was the truth, that Frankenstein's monster, wasn't actually called, Frankenstein. And I just thought that was interesting. And that's how I've lived my life for 21 years. I don't do the readings. I just go off what other people say and then say it again and repeat it. So this goes back to 5th grade. I'm in 5th grade with Christian and my other friend named Aaron. And we're in math class, and we're supposed to be reading this book called The Number Devil or something like that, a mathematical adventure or something. And basically it's about this devil character who's based on what you imagine whenever you see the devil, but cartoon version. And he goes around and does mathematical equations to solve stuff. And I didn't do the readings, and the homework was based on the readings. So I walk into class, there's a substitute. Whew, we're good. Don't need to talk about anything. We're going to watch a movie. We're fine. Nah. She's read the book. She's fond of the book, and she knows everything about the book. So that throws a wrench into things. We start talking about the reading, and the substitute, for some reason, realizes that your boy, Hayden, was not, participating in any of the discussions. So she calls on me, and she kind of comes up to me because there's a group discussion that's going on about that, and she comes to me personally. She's like, "So what's going on? Did you not do the reading? Did you not like it?" And the only thing that I could think of at the time was to tell her that it was against my religion to read this book called The Number Devil. That was the first thing that came to mind. I didn't have any other excuse. And I thought she was going to go, "You're full of shit. What are you talking about?" But I'm a 5th grader, and she had to take me seriously, so she was very taken aback. And she was like, "Oh my goodness. I had not even thought that this would even be an issue. I'm so sorry for offending you." And she took it, and I'm not a super religious guy. My family's not super religious. We went to church a couple of times. I know what he is. I know what it's about, sort of. I thought it was going to be a joke, but then she took it serious, and then I realized that my boy Aaron, he also did not do the reading, so he heard me say that and goes, "Oh, no, yeah, me too. No, yeah, me too. No, it's against my religion, and that's why we haven't really been doing the readings or discussing. We don't really like the topics that are going on." And, let it be known, this book has nothing to do with religion at all or anything about that. It's literally just called The Number Devil, and the character looks like a devil. That's it, literally. And she took it super serious, and she didn't ask us anything about the rest of the class. So we were super good. And she was a sub, so the next day she was gone, and everything was fine, and we just started doing the readings after that. But that's me, trying to get out of doing homework because I'm a lazy piece of shit. I always have been, and I always will be. But this podcast has been motivating me, and that's cool. And I hope that, this podcast can be motivating to you. If I can put the fucking work in, record myself bitching for a week at a time, not a week at a time, fucking 1 hour a week, goddamn, I do bitch a week at a time, fucking every single day. But, I'm only recording 1 hour of it for you right now. And I put it out and you listen, that's fucking dope. And do I have a transition for the next fucking story? No, I do not. Fuck me. So here's the thing. I have this thing. What's going on? We good? Yes. Mackenzie, come here. Mackenzie, come here. I have this thing. I looked it up. It's an actual, come in the room. I have an actual thing where it's like you look up at a light and it allows you to sneeze. It's called like photogenic sneezing or something. Maybe that's not the right thing, actually. Photogenic sneezing, I think, would be looking good while sneezing. It's fucking, you're like sensitive to to light, and it makes you sneeze. You look up at a light and you sneeze, basically. So anytime I get the urge to sneeze, I look up at a light and I sneeze, okay? Are you looking up what the thing is called? She's looking it up. But here's the thing about...
It's called reflexive sneezing.
Reflexive sneezing. That's what I have. Look it up, definition, Webster.
Photic sneezing.
Photic
sneeze reflex.
Photic sneeze reflex is what I have, okay? I look at light and I sneeze. But Mackenzie, for some reason, gets, slightly, insecure about her sneezes. Not that she's scared about how she sneezes or, the sound that it makes. Like, some people, some people, there was always that one person in school who would, have to sneeze, but instead of a sneeze, the class is like, oh, yeah, so, Algebra 2 is actually a really cool thing. And then in the back of the fucking room, you just hear, you hear that sound, and you're like, fucking Maya, what the fuck? Just let that shit out, yo. Why are you holding in your sneeze? Let it out. Anyway, she's not like that. She does this thing where, whenever she wants to sneeze, and we're in the same room, we'll be driving, okay? She drives. I don't fucking, we're not both driving. She's driving on the fucking driver's side. I'm on the passenger side, because that's how you fucking drive. We're going down the road, and she does this whenever we're not driving. I'm just giving you an explanation, an example. And whenever she's about to sneeze, you can tell, because, we'll be mid-conversation, and she'll hit one of these. She'll hit one of those fucking, the slight inhale, eyes closed look, okay? And there's a second before every sneeze that you have, there's a second where you're either going to sneeze or you're fucking not going to sneeze. And when you don't sneeze, that shit hurts more than fucking cutting your finger on like a manila envelope in between the fingers right there. And in that split second, I notice, so I'm here, she's there, she goes, she's about to sneeze. For some fucking reason, I look at her because she's making a weird sound. I look over at her, and she has to look at me just like this. I'm going to be Mackenzie, and then we'll fucking, it'll unfold, okay? I'm driving. I'm Mackenzie. I go, and then she freezes, and then she looks dead at me in my fucking eyes, and then she can't fucking sneeze for some reason. And then she blames it on me every time. I don't know why, but she goes, Hayden, you were looking at me, I could have sneezed. And I'm like, what was I supposed to do? Was I supposed to not look at you? Was I supposed to look at you? And we've tried it multiple times. For some reason, it's a reflex for her to look at me, which is fine. A lot of people have that reflex, of course. My fucking gorgeous ass. But for some reason, whenever she has to sneeze, she looks at me for reassurance or something. And for some reason, she can't sneeze. And we've tried it before. I don't look, she makes a sound. I don't look. She looks at me. She can't, she doesn't sneeze. She probably sneezes when I'm not there, right?
Fucked up as a kid.
Oh.
When you were in school,
yeah,
and you were about to sneeze, and everyone's like, peanut butter, waffles.
Legit.
Every time I think you're gonna say that shit,
yeah.
But you don't.
So she thinks that I'm gonna say peanut butter waffles and make her not sneeze, but we're all about building trust here, and one sneeze at a time, we're gonna get to the point where she can do 3-4 sneezes like nothing. Oh, big bag of Takis she has in her hands. Waves too. Oh. Nice. Those are going to be good. I do like Takis. So that's Mackenzie's sneezing. We're trying to work on it day by day, taking it one step at a time, one sneeze at a time. I read somewhere that one sneeze is equal to one, one sneeze is equal to 1/16 of sexy time or whatever. I don't know if that's true or not, but I'll have to look that up or something. But yeah, there's your fun fact of the day. Go tell your mom, because it's Mother's Day. Tell her that fact that I just told you today, and she'll probably love you a lot. But speaking of sports, in the sport of sneezing, I am terrible at sports. Absolutely atrocious. Recently, I have been trying to become less slightly overweight. You know what I mean? Like maybe just a little overweight, like a little bit overweight. And in doing so, your boy has been picking up basketball and throwing basketball. And usually I feel like basketball is like a very extreme sport. Like whenever like you have Steph Curry like in a game, he's running back and forth, like shooting balls. It's a whole thing. But whenever Mackenzie and I go play basketball, we're so bad. Like the whole workout, we throw like 5 balls and we're exhausted because we throw 5 balls, we miss 5 balls, and we chase after 5 balls. And then by the time that we get around, we're like, damn, we did a lot of running. So it's like tricking ourselves into running, but also a ball is involved, sort of. And then we try to make time at night to go because we don't like going during the day for some reason. We're just night people. I say that, but we go to bed at like 10 p.m. sometimes. But we're just night people. And we'll go. It'll be like midnight on a Tuesday, like 2 a.m. on a Tuesday. And for some reason, at our apartment complex, we'll go to the half court that's there. And there's like 13 dudes in there. Like all have their own individual, is there an intramural, like, basketball team that's just practicing at 2 a.m. on Tuesdays that I fucking didn't get the memo about? Like, why are you guys in there every fucking night practicing for the fucking NBA championship or something? I didn't get the fucking invite, obviously, because I suck at basketball, but, like, so we want to go play basketball at 2 a.m. on a Tuesday. We walk in there, fucking ball in hand, fucking giggling like schoolgirls going up to the fucking basketball court. Come to find out, there's 14 fucking dudes in there all playing basketball. And our asses are so bad at basketball, we feel insecure, so we don't want to fucking join them. And then we fucking leave. And then we go to our house at 2:15 and we cry ourselves to sleep with our basketball. Because we're so bad. But we're working on it. We make about 20% of the shots that we take, probably less, actually. But that's better than most, probably. But I'm bad at sports all around. I tried track in high school, actually, and that was the worst decision I could have ever made because I'm unathletic. I'm a singer. I'm not a singer right now, but at the time I was like a singer dancer. That's what I wanted to do, and I thought, hey, let me join track and maybe get into maybe be one of those ripped guys at school that had the 6-pack or whatever instead of my little pot belly. So I joined track about I think my freshman year of high school. And I'm like, yo, let's do long distance, bro. That's the coolest thing to do. Stamina, endurance, agility. Put me in, coach. Let's go. So first day we go to the track meet. I got my cool like green track shoes on that I got from Dick's. They were like Nike or something. And I'm feeling fast as fuck, boy. But also slow and steady wins the race or whatever. But we go in, and they're like, okay, let's go do the warm-ups. And I'm like, okay. And I'm just kind of looking around. And there's like a group that forms. So I'm like, okay. Let me join the group. That's the long-distance group. We're all in this group together. And then they just start taking off. And I'm like, okay, this is the shit. Let's go. And then we're running. We're all kind of in like a little pack. And then like 1 minute goes by. And I'm like kind of looking around. Kind of huffing and puffing a little bit. And then like 2 minutes go by, and I'm like, okay, we're getting kind of far now, and we're 3 minutes in, and I'm just now realizing that we're doing a whole lap around the school, and I'm like, okay, I can do a lap around the school. It's not that bad. And then like 10 minutes pass, and we like are coming close to where we started. I'm like, oh, wasn't that a good warm up, guys? Let's fucking, that shit was good, man. I'm feeling good. I was, and I'm out of breath as fuck. And then I realized that there's nobody fucking there. I'm the fucking last one, and they continue running. So now I got to play catch up. And I'm a mustard guy. That was a dumb joke. I don't know why I said that. But I got to play catch up now. And I'm at last place in this race that's not even real because it's just a warm up that we go around again. And they're like, okay, so that was our 2-mile warm up, and we're gonna go to practice now. And I'm like, yo, hold the fuck up. You're telling me all that fucking running that we just did for all that fucking time was just a fucking warm-up? I was out of breath, dude. I had to lay on the ground. I had to do one of these, like with my arms, so my chest could have, full capacity for all my air. And that sucked. I didn't realize how I was so low on stamina at, 15 years old. And that was the day where I said, I'm gonna go ahead and do short distance. I'm not gonna do the long distance thing. I'm just gonna run 100 meters and do the dash basically. And then I quit after that year because I sucked ass. I was last in every race that I did, and my first race, I fucking tripped and fell, and my fucking cleat, scuffed my calf, and I skinned both of my knees, and there was blood everywhere, and I was dead last as well. So, that was a sign to me that, track was not my calling. And now I'm here doing this podcast. So if I wasn't so ass at track, you wouldn't be here listening to me, bitch about me being ass at track. But, here we are nonetheless. And I've tried swimming too. I've tried swimming many a time actually. And every single time that I've tried that shit, it has failed. Like, hard. I'm not a natural born swimmer. I wasn't one of those babies like on TikTok that they just throw the babies into the pool and then they just instantly know to like kick their feet all the way up to the surface until they're able to breathe or whatever. That wasn't me, dude. I don't have that natural, instinct to follow the bubbles and continue going up. I fucking sink like a rock and I drown. And for some reason, I've tried to combat that, but for some reason, every time, like whenever you want to hit like a cannonball, you fucking go, you sprint as hard as you can, you fucking jump, and you like hold your knees with your arms, and you fucking, you make the biggest splash that you can. I always tried to do that, but then at the last second, I would take, I'd be like, jump, and then fucking have to hold my nose underwater. No matter what time I'm underwater, I have to hold my nose. It's like a safety thing for me because my body is so stupid, man. My body is so fucking stupid. Like, I'll be, mid-jump, and I'll think, okay, when I hit the water, we're going to fucking exhale, and we're going to hold our fucking breath, yo. We're going to hold our breath as we go underwater, because underwater does not have fucking air, because it's H2O and not fucking oxygen / nitrogen or whatever the fuck's in the atmosphere. But I'll be running, I'll jump, and then I'm ready to go in the fucking water, and then I'm okay, and then I'm like, I'm not going to plug my nose this time because I'm a fucking 20-year-old male, 21-year-old dude, and I'm not going to be a fucking bitch anymore. And I hit the water, and my head goes under the water, I'm fully submerged, and for some reason, my body's like, oh my god, I'm drowning! And I breathe it all in through my fucking nose at one time, both nostrils filled with fucking water instantly, and I can't fucking breathe because I'm not a fucking mermaid, yo. Every fucking time that I go underwater. Every fucking time. I've tried the nose plugs. Every time I go to the pool, we have a pool apartment, my ass has to wear the fucking goggles that go over your fucking nose. I look like a fucking dork every time, yo. I love swimming. I fucking love being in water. But I look like a fucking 3-year-old every time I go and do that shit. And then the fucking glasses fog up and you gotta fucking spit in that shit and then, get the fog out, because there's no fucking defogging shit. Like, can somebody invent that or something? Isn't there some anti-fog like shit for fucking goggles? God damn it. I'm trying to have a good time with my fucking floaties and my fucking goggles over my nose, but my fucking shit fogs up every time and I can't fucking breathe. Or I can breathe, I just breathe in the fucking water. I fucking hate water, yo. And I fucking hate drinking water as well. I hate drinking anything. Because it's the same fucking scenario. I have this fucking subliminal fear of drowning or something. Like, I'll be at a nice ass fucking restaurant. And it was during COVID too, which is not a fucking good sign. My whole life I've done this. I'll be at a restaurant or at home, but I'll have water in front of me or a drink or something. And I have to mentally think this every time that I go to drink something. I go, okay, we're going to grab the glass. We're going to insert into mouth. And then we will swallow. We're not going to inhale through any part of that. We're not going to do that. Okay? I was at actually Christian's birthday. It was his 21st birthday, I think, or 20th. I don't know. It was some occasion. We were at this nice-ass restaurant, McKinsey. Christian, his family was there. And it was in the height of COVID. They just opened up shit. And if you heard a cough or a sneeze, everybody paused their conversation and fucking looked at that. And you heard the fucking tension in the room. And I go for my drink, and I know what the fuck happens. So I take it super slow, and I put it in my mouth, and the water is sitting in my mouth. And for some fucking reason, every time I try to take a fucking drink of water, I go, I'm gonna drink, I'm gonna go put it in my mouth, and I go, every time, without question, every single time that I take a fucking drink, I have to fucking choke on that shit and inhale it every time because I'm scared of drowning, even though I'm fucking not surrounded by water and I'm just drinking water. I know I need to stay hydrated. I know I need that for my fucking body, but I fucking inhale that shit, and now I'm coughing like a motherfucker in a nice-ass restaurant without our masks on during the COVID, and everybody's looking at me like I have fucking coronavirus. And when you choke on water, you can't fucking bitch cough. There's no... You can't fucking hide that shit, yo. You gotta... The shit is in your lungs, yo. You gotta get that shit out, man. You gotta get that shit out, and everybody's looking at you, and you feel like dog shit, man. You feel like shit. But, that's just one thing that I'm getting over. Mackenzie has her sneezing issue. I have my fucking drinking issues, Most people have fucking actual drinking issues, like fucking alcoholism and shit. My ass can't even drink water. I have trouble consuming the one thing that we need to survive, basically. And it's a daily struggle. But, we keep on chugging. Damn, that was such a good pun. I didn't plan that. I swear to God I didn't plan that. But that shit was good as fuck. We just keep on chugging. We keep chugging all that water until we choke, and then everybody makes fun of you because you're coughing and you have coronavirus. But I don't, because I have a vaccine. So, now I can cough all the fucking time, as long as I want, which is nice. So basically, I always choke on water anytime that I try to drink that shit. And now you know my secret. So if you ever see me drinking water and I successfully do it, fucking give me a round of applause, because, that shit is few and far between. Excuse me. So my whole life, I've wanted to do something with my life. I wanted to, that's basically the goal of everybody, is to be, at least one social class above your parents, or at least match them in your adult life. You want to be more successful, you want to make more money, you want to, because you grow up with something and you want to be at that level or above. That's just how, you want to improve. So my goal has always been to be rich as fuck. In any matter of the term, rich as fuck. And in my head, my whole life, the only way I could do that would, be acting in Los Angeles and doing that shit hard as fuck and acting and, making hella money, because that's what actors do, and they make all the money and they're awesome. So I would go to auditions. And this one time I went to an audition for this, I forget what it was called. It was some casting thing. I was in high school. It was some casting thing where, like, they called, like, if your child wants to be, in commercials, like, bring them here ages like 1 to like 19 or whatever, or 18. And I was at 18, so I was like, oh, look, it's my last chance, so I might as well try. So at the time, I was working at a job where I was selling phones, which is a whole nother story. It was a part of like a fucking, I'm pretty sure it was a what is that called? A pyramid scheme, triangle shit, like a pyramid like scheme. I don't know why for some reason I was thinking like triangle scam, but pyramid scheme, I'm pretty sure is the right fucking thing. Triangle scam sounds like a fucking triangle scam sounds like a fucking business name for a fucking pyramid scheme. Anyway, it was not a very good job. But what's up? Do you have anything? Everything good?
Yeah, I just put the first
Batch in.
Cake in, yeah.
But so I thought it was my last chance, so I said might as well go. And I was 18, so I was like, I don't need a parent to go. But I get off work at my pyramid scheme fucking cell phone selling job, and I go to I don't even. It was like at a hotel, like in a what are those things called? They're like
Conference room.
yeah, like in a conference room at a hotel. And it seemed legit. I mean, I walked up. They're like, "Hey, fill out this paper for us." I was like, "Oh, okay." So I filled it out, wrote my name down, wrote like some information, and I walk into this room, and this very good-looking gentleman is in the front of the room, and he goes, like, "Hello, if you're late, go ahead and take a seat. You're fine. We're just talking about, what we have to offer." And he basically was like, looking back on it now, it makes a lot more sense. But at the time, like, I was just so confused and like enthralled by this man because he told, stories of kids that he traveled around the nation and like went to, each small town, like, and found these talents and would get them, he showed us like a photo of like child actors or whatever that made it big and all that stuff. And I was like, damn. He was like, these are all the people that I've discovered, and they work with our agency and we get them jobs, and you've seen them in these Netflix shows. And I was like, damn, this bro's fucking legit. Like, I'm fucking down. He was like, in your packet that you received, you'll find a couple of different commercials there. And it was like a TJ Maxx commercial, and it was like, fucking, it's summertime and I wear clothes, so come to TJ Maxx because we have discounts and cool kids shop here. It was something stupid. Like, I was like, I'm way too fucking old to be saying this. But he was like, so after his big speech about all the people that he had discovered and everything, he said, all right, so I'm just going to, talk amongst yourselves. I'm just going to, audition each person individually and kind of get a feel for everybody real quick. And he goes to the line. I'm in the back, and he's going in order. I'm like, fuck, man. He's going like left to right, front row to back. I was like, fuck, man. I'm gonna be the last. He's not going to fucking think I'm good. And I didn't fucking clarify. I was in a room of kids that were all 9 years old and younger. I was like, damn, it said 1 to 18. I thought I'd be okay. But no, everybody there was fucking young as fuck. And I was like, damn, is he going to think I'm a fucking parent of one of these dudes? But at the time, I didn't have like facial hair, and I kind of looked like I could have been like 16, 17, maybe 15. And I was like, it'll probably be okay. And then we get to the end, and he said, like, yeah, if you like singing, like, go ahead and like sing me a song or something. Like, we'll do the commercial, and you'll sing a song, and we'll see what's going on. And I was like, damn, what the fuck song was I going to sing? So I was like trying to think of a song that I knew, like, real quick, that I knew, like, most of the words to. And what instantly came to mind was, it was freaking, I got sunshine on a cloudy day. Something like that. But it was, a little bit higher. And I was like, that's the song. That's a good song to fucking sing. So he comes down to me. I walk up, and other kids that were like loud as fuck. So, it was just kind of me and him that were like, could hear each other. He's like, hey, what's up? I was like, hey, I'm Hayden, Hayden Smith. And I memorized the thing. I was like, hey, if you're a kid and you want to shop at TJ Maxx, it's summertime. Go tell your parents that all the cool kids shop here, TJ Maxx. And I memorized it, and he was like, damn, memorized already? I was like, you know how it is, dude. When you're last, you just have time to... He was like, wow, that was a good read-through. And I was like, really? He was like, no, for real, yeah. That was very strong. Great work. Yeah, I see on your paper here that you're able to sing. I was like, yeah, man, I love singing, dude. He was like, well, go ahead and, I was like, I got sunshine on a cloudy day. I freaking, when it's cold outside, I got the month of May. I was like hammering it up, trying to sound good as fuck. Bro, discover me, please. Put me in a Matthew McConaughey movie, please. That's what was going on in the back of my head. Please discover me. And he goes, whoa, I'm going to stop you right there. And I thought he was going to, like, Simon Cowell me, like, stop right there, that was fucking ass. Get the ass up my fucking conference room in this fucking Marriott Hotel in fucking Indiana. Fucking goddamn. But he was like, no, actually, like, that was really good. Like, I mean, great work with the commercial. Great work, so you have a very strong singing voice. I was like, really? And then he goes, like, your face. And I was like, fuck, man. I know he's going to say something about my face. He's like, no, like your bone structure, like the way that your cheekbones are, like very protruding. He said, your face is built like a male model. I was like, damn, my ass a model, huh? He was talking me up big time. And I was like the last one to audition. I was like, fuck yeah, yo. His ass gonna pick me to be in Stranger Things fucking season 5 or whatever. I was so pumped. He gave me his like phone number and everything. He's like, let's talk later. But I was the last person. I sit back down. He goes, all right, guys, great, amazing job all around. Like literally every person that I listen to, you guys all have such great potential. This small city here in Indiana, I'm always amazed at what I find. Always amazed at what I find in these little small towns in Indiana. Great job, everybody. So now we're going to talk about the next step. Where do we go from here? And I'm like, the next step. I thought your ass was going to pick me and then we were going to go have fucking hella money in fucking California and be rich as fuck. But he goes, so, all a part of our program here is to, cradle, it's kind of like a cradle of actors. So we're going to take your kid in. We're going to teach them everything they need to know, how to do auditions, how to act, how to sing, how to dance. And then we're going to send them out to auditions and, see what lands. And he was like, so in order for us to do this, we have to relocate them to California, which I was like, that's fine. I'll move to California. I don't give a fuck. Let's do this shit. And he was like, so, in order for us to have this big conference where we train everybody and all the, we get to see the talent that's around, there's a payment process, that has to, with every good thing comes a little payment. So he was like trying to sell this up and I was like, man, okay, how much though? And he goes, so basically, it's around $3,000. And I was like, fuck. Because the money that I was making at the time selling fucking illegal phones and this fucking pyramid scheme thing was not enough money to cover this cost. And I was like, damn. So he says it's $3,000. We fly our kid out. We train them in all aspects. We send them on a couple auditions and see what happens. And Mas was for some reason like, you know what? Fuck it. I'll get the money and I'm going to fucking do that shit. And I talked to him afterwards and I was like, hey man, like, I really want to do this. Like, you seem like a nice guy, and I feel like I have what it takes to be there. And I'm like, I can't really afford the cost to do it. He's like, all right. He goes, okay, I can. Let me make a phone call. And I don't even know if he actually made a phone call. He fucking, he like texted someone and was like, okay, so we can actually lower the price to you to around $2,000, just because I see the potential in you, and I see what you have to offer, and I think that, you could be a great asset to us. I'm like, damn, let's fucking go. $1,000 shaved off of the thing. And so I leave him, like, I shake his hand, I'm like, thank you so much, man. I'll be in touch with you. And I go home to Mackenzie and her mom, because it's like summertime or something. And I'm like, yo, they were like, so how'd it go? I told them I was like, yo, it went fucking great, yo. My ass memorized the shit. They were like, damn, you memorized it? I was like, fuck yeah, I did. I'm the boy. I'm the man, yo. And I sang the song too. And they're like, what song did you sing? I told them what song I sang. I said I sang good as fuck too. No pitchiness or anything. Shit was good as fuck. And they're like, so what happened? Like, what? And I was like, so basically, I just pay like $2,000 and then I get to, be an actor. And then they're like, no, wait, what did you say? I was like, no, it's a one-time payment of $2,000. And I found myself trying to like sell this shit to them. Like, I was like, no, trust me, it's a good deal. Like, I pay only $2,000 and they, I go to LA and they train me, for auditions, and it ends up working out because then I get money from auditions and I be in movies, and they asked me like, who all was there, how many kids were there, what age group they were and shit, and how many parents were there. And they're asking me all these questions that I fucking was like, why are you asking me these questions? I'm about to be a fucking actor, $2,000, and I make millions of dollars. And they're like, yo, like, that shit sounds like a fucking scam. And I was like, what? I was like, what do you mean? I pay $2,000. It's easy enough. I pay $2,000 and I become fucking Matthew McConaughey Jr., yo. I'm fucking ready for that shit, man. And they're like, well, $2,000 seems like a lot. Like, what are they offering? And I go into detail, and they're like, yeah, no, that's definitely a fucking scam. And I look it up, and bro, like, you know, has a reputation for fucking, like, going around the country and shit and spreading these lies. And I see some reviews, and they're like, yeah, we sent our kid out there, paid, you know, a couple $1,000, and they didn't really end up doing anything. It was just like a camp. Like, it was a one-day camp that, you know, I fucking wasted my money on for my kid. And I'm like, damn. So, you know, now your boy's doing a podcast because I don't want to pay $2,000 for a fucking scam, a scammy ass acting fucking summer camp, basically. And I'm broke as fuck. But, you know, I definitely dodged a bullet there. Maybe it was some cult that I fucking would end up going to, and then they'd say, here, drink the fucking punch bowl, have some punch, and then everybody's fucking suicided. I forget which fucking cult did that. I'm not a big cult.
About the moon.
Yeah, it was some, I don't remember what the cult was. It was some cult where basically everybody fucking was like, oh, we're gonna go on this fucking meteorite that's coming close, and we're all gonna drink this punch. And they were all brainwashed, and they all drank the punch, and then they all fucking died. Children too. Fucking so fucking tragic. But, you know, that's what could have happened. And it didn't, thank God, because I didn't fucking pay for that shit. But yeah, that's my fucking scammy ass acting class story. That was scary as fuck, and I'm glad that I didn't do. Recently, I've been listening and watching a lot of documentaries on animals. For some reason, I really enjoy fucking nature, and I think a lot of people during this coronavirus pandemic have found that, like, Earth is amazing, and all the different things and species and animals that are on Earth are super cool and vastly different from me. So basically, in these nature documentaries, the males will dress up, you know, flamboyant and, like, cool and colorful as fuck, and make themselves look strong as fuck in order to get the female. And I equated this to, like, the average frat dude going to a bar and, you know, dressing up, showing his biceps and going like, yo, your boy is strong as fuck. Maybe wearing like a Purdue Letterman or something and going, yeah, let's fucking get it on or something. I'm not a frat dude, so I don't particularly know, you know, what they say or how they dress or whatever. So that's what I imagine, though. I've seen fucking American Pie or whatever. And that's another thing, too. You go into college thinking it's going to be so fucking cool, and that there's going to be some fucking sheep that you have to, like there's some ritualistic fucking hazing that happens. But if you don't do Greek life, you literally just go to class and fucking go home. Like, if you want the college experience, Greek life is what you're after. But if you want, you know, the fucking education, you don't do the Greek life. But in my research of these beautiful nature documentaries, hashtag David Attenborough, you're the best. But I found this dude on YouTube, and his name is Gennady Tkachenko, and he was on Georgia's Got Talent. I don't know if Georgia is a state or if it's a different country, but it's interesting. And here he is. I'm gonna have you guys listen. He makes animal sounds with his mouth.
Ну, давайте попробуем
Sorry,
прочувствовать,
that's not it. Hold on.
о чем же нам хочет поведать
He's about to start.
матушка Земля.
Oh, he's doing like an intro. What Mother Earth wants to tell us. Here we go. And I don't want to get copyrighted, but that's what he's doing with his mouth, yo. There's no sound effects. That's literally him going with a microphone on stage, making these beautiful ass, amazing Amazon forest sounds with his mouth. And he looks just like the kind of guy that would be making these beautiful ass animal sounds. He looks just like a dude who make bird sounds with his mouth, dude. He looks just like, podcast listeners, imagine what a dude who would make those sounds would look like, and that's exactly what he fucking looks like. It's like fucking, it's like Billy Joel. Like, you listen to his music and you imagine exactly that fucking guy. You know what I mean? Like, you ever just have a face that's like meant for something? My English teacher used to tell me that my face was meant for radio. And it took me a while to understand that, but that shit is funny as fuck. And now I'm doing it. Now I have a face for podcasts. But there's a video version on YouTube if you want to watch. If you want to fucking see my radio face. But there's this guy on YouTube, and he makes bird sounds, and it sounds dope as fuck. And I thought that shit was cool. So now I'm sharing it with you, and I hope that, you share this newfound love for beatboxing animal sounds. And something else that I've been doing recently that pertains to water, because water seems to be the subject of the day. Like, whenever you take a shower, which you should shower at least, once every couple of days. I have to shower every day or else I look, grungy as fuck. I wake up, like, I'll literally shower the night before. I'll wake up and my hair looks like I, in the middle of my sleep, went to a fucking sauna, sat in that bitch, and then rubbed chicken liver in my hair, and then went back to bed. And then that's what it fucking looks like. And then I wake up and my hair is standing up like I look like fucking Albert Einstein in that one photo with his tongue sticking out. I can shower 3 hours before, fall asleep for a nap, and my hair looks like fucking chicken liver in a sauna with fucking Albert Einstein. It doesn't matter. It's a constant battle with my hair to not make it look greasy. Before this podcast, dude. Before I recorded this podcast today, I fucking dunked my head under the sink and fucking wetted my hair like a fucking grandma. No offense to grandmas who wet their hair in the sink. And then I had to comb through it and get it wet as fuck and then dry it off because I showered this morning and I threw a hat on and my hair looked matted as fuck and greasy as shit. You don't understand how much I do for you guys. I even trim my fucking beard, yo. I trimmed that shit nice. I trimmed it up. I shaved the whole underside to give it the nice shape. Hopefully, hopefully the video viewers appreciate that. If you're not on Spotify, the Spotify podcast, you just now learned this information, and you're welcome. But back to what I was saying, though. My greasy ass hair. I have to take a shower at least once a day. And sometimes twice a day if I want to go out and do something. I shower before work, and then if I want to go out and do something, I'll probably take a shower again if it's important. If I don't really, think it's important, then I probably won't shower. But I've recently found that whenever you take a shower, and it's most people do hot water showers. If you end the shower on straight cold water, which is hard to do. A lot of people don't like jumping into the pool in the middle of summer because it's under like 70, 80 degrees. And that is totally fine because I'm that same person. If you jump in and get acclimated, it's totally fine. But with showers, it's a lot different because you're at like 110 degrees with the water, and then you're switching into like 60, which is, put your body in shock. But for some reason, whenever you end your shower on a cold note, your body, it's like, thank you. In the most weird way. Like, you're shaking and you got goosebumps all over your body, but it's like, thank you. I was hot as fuck and now I'm cold as fuck. Thank you so much. It's like your soul is hugging you and going, thanks, dude. And whenever you put your head directly, I know this sounds like I'm fucking on acid or something, but if you take your head and you put your head directly under the shower head, like water in eyes. Sorry. Whenever you're doing that and you have the water in your eyes, Mackenzie was just closing the door. It is mesmerizing. It almost looks as if you're staring into a kaleidoscope with your eyes closed. It's the weirdest shit ever. Your brain's like, oh, I don't know what to do with this new information about the cold water hitting my eyes. I'm just going to put some cool patterns on there. And I might be completely fucking tweaking. But every time that I put it on cold and I put my head underneath the shower and I let the water hit directly on my eyelids with my eyes closed, That shit looks cool as fuck. And I did a thing when I was younger, like freshman year or something of college. I think it was Rhett and Link or something. I was like watching this video, and they said like if you eat an orange in the shower, it's the best feeling ever. And I was like, eat an orange in the shower? I was like, you fucking shower in the shower. You don't fucking eat in the shower. But they were like, yo, we did it. Try that shit. That shit is fucking carnal, fucking primitive as fuck. Makes you feel like a caveman. I was like, fuck it. I'll do that shit. So I get it orange. And I was like, do you peel it before? Do you peel it in the shower? I didn't want to like leave orange peel, so I went ahead and peeled it before. But then the whole idea of eating it in the shower is that the juices don't, like, normally when you eat an orange, you don't want to like let the juices get everywhere. But in the shower, you're getting clean anyway. So I take this orange and I fucking, instead of peeling that shit into slices, I go, I bite that shit like in half basically. I got a fat mouth. And the juices start draining. And my mouth was filled with fucking orange deliciousness. And I never felt cooler in my life. I was taking a warm-ass shower. It wasn't even cold. Warm-ass shower, bit into an orange, let the juices run down my face. And I said, this is what life is supposed to be. Like, there's some Neanderthals out there. That's how you pronounce it if you're not a fucking scholar. Neanderthal. Oh, wait, shit. Yeah, if you're not a fucking scholar, it's pronounced Neanderthal, not Neanderthal. You learned something today. You learned about the sneeze thing, and you learned about this. You're welcome. But you feel like a Neanderthal, like, because they definitely did that shit. They definitely were like, I'm in the waterfall. Let me eat the orange. You know? And they ate the orange. Or they probably didn't call it an orange. They probably called it a fucking me eat the orange. And they eat it, and they were like, damn, I'm gonna fucking remember this shit for the rest of my life evolutionarily and put it in my DNA, and it's gonna feel dope as fuck for, millions of years after this. And it does. You should try it. You should try cold shower. You should try eating an orange in the shower. And I guarantee your mental health, fucking life feeling goodness will elevate at least, 4 or 5 points. And if it doesn't, you can go fucking Hayden in the comments below. You're a fucking tweak. I put my head in the shower whenever it was cold, and then I looked at the water and I didn't fucking see anything. You can go, your ass literally takes acid or something. I did try the orange thing though, and that was actually really delicious. And and you get fucking vitamin D. You're welcome. You're welcome. But yeah. Go shower. You stink. In the most lovable way possible. Stink isn't a bad thing. Funk is probably a better word for it. Musk is too much. A little bit of stink, you showered earlier and you worked out. If you got funk though, it's like, is funk a good thing or is funk a bad thing? Like, they smell like a little bit, they got a little funk, like it smells a little funky in here, That's a whole other thing. But shower. Go brush your teeth. Don't get gingivitis. Go brush your teeth and go shower. We're all about hygiene here. We're all about taking care of ourselves. Self-care. Go for a walk. As you're listening to this, I guess it's a little bit late now. Fucking after you listen to this, go for a walk with your loved one. Fucking go have fun, yo. Life is too short, man. Have a good day. You have no idea how much I appreciate that you listen to this the whole fucking way through. You're literally the best ever. Whoever's listening to this, from the deepest part of my heart, I love you. Thank you so much for listening to this podcast, number 2. And if you tune into all of the rest of them, dude, my heart will be filled with so much joy. I want to be able to express it in words. So thank you. I appreciate every single one of you. I appreciate every single comment. And, yeah. Thank you. And even though you're slightly overweight, fucking have a good ass day, man. Fuck negativity. That's it. Have a good day.